I'm Jathan Gandara. I'm the West Coast correspondent and an intern for the New York Videogame Critics Circle. And I just wanted to ask a couple questions. So one question I had was about your time at Naughty Dog and how you got the job, actually. So I was wondering if you could recount how you got your job at Naughty Dog. And I believe it involves first being a student at Carnegie Mellon, but I'm not exactly sure. So
I knew I always wanted to tell stories. So my thinking in undergrad was I'll get my degree in criminology. I'll then go to law school. I'll then use that degree to become an FBI agent. I'll get really cool experience and I'll use that to write novels. That was my life plan. And then 3 years into my criminology degree at Florida State, I took a programming elective. I needed some elective. And then it came relatively easy for me. And also I had this light bulb moment like, wait a minute, video games. People make video games. How do they do that? Let me look into that. And then I changed my major completely. I was like, I'm going to get into games. And in my mind, the easiest way would be to become a programmer. So I changed my major to computer science, which is why it took 6 years to get my undergrad degree because I had to retake all of my math and all my science classes. I got to work for this professor, David Banks, who's a graphics professor. He sent me to GDC for the first time, the Game Developers Conference. At GDC, I met Jason Rubin, who was one of the co-founders of Naughty Dog. He foolishly gave me his card, so then I just emailed him like my portfolio, a game I was working on. And even though he said there might be an internship that he could give me that year, it didn't work out. He ended up giving it to someone else. I then got into Carnegie Mellon. They had a relatively new program called Entertainment Technology. And they encouraged people in the summer to go get an internship. So after I finished 2 semesters there, I contacted Jason again to say, hey, I would love some feedback about my portfolio. Anything you can give me would be helpful. And to his credit, he replied to me and gave me feedback and told me to become more focused, that I was a bit too broad. And then ended his email by saying, by the way, we have the internship again. Are you still interested? And I said, of course, yeah. So he set up I then volunteered at DICE. I met him there. He told me you'll interview, like he's leaving Naughty Dog, but this guy, Evan Wells, is going to replace him. He set up an interview for me with Evan. I interviewed with Evan that year at GDC, and I got my internship at Naughty Dog as a tools programmer initially.